And welcome to Nancy's Neighborhood, folks. And I have two new sets of guests today, and they have a lot of really neat things to share with us. And so I'm glad you're with us today. And I hope that you're watching on a television. But if you're not, you know you can also get us on Facebook, and you can also get us on YouTube. So it's WTNB TV, and that's how you can look us up. If somebody can't get this at their house, then check us out on Facebook or YouTube. So I have Tracy Shellhouse and Delaney Walker from New Hope Pregnancy Care Center.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And they are here today to give us some exciting news because they had their walk and then they had their, is it called a gala? What do you call it?
Well, our gala is in the spring.
Oh, spring, okay.
Yes.
But we had
our
the walk and some fundraisers. So,
yes.
So take it away, gals. Tell us all about it.
Well, our Walk for Life, we had our 23rd annual Walk for Life in late September, and we are just really excited to say that because of the community involvement, the way everybody stepped up alongside us, we asked them to help us go big, because that's our theme this year, is big, and because of everybody's involvement, we have raised
$70,000.
Fantastic.
It really
and our
is.
goal was $45,500.
There you go. So you surpassed the goal by quite a bit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It has been so exciting. Walks in general, as we've talked with other nonprofits in the area, they've just gotten harder and harder to perform at the level they used to. And I'm sure you get to hear about it all the time because you're talking with everybody that's doing the walks. And ours was the same. And we had actually just sort of each year lowered our goal down a bit and wanting to make sure that we aren't over budgeting and then later having to try to figure out where we're going to come up with that money. And so this year we set what we believe was a reasonable, attainable goal.
$45,500.
Yeah,
and it was.
And I'll be honest, we really felt good about this year. We had a lot of different things in play that we felt was going to make this year more successful. But our minds were blown the day of the walk when we got the tally at that point. It was so exciting.
Oh, yeah.
So what, now we talked through this because you were on to tell me how people could register to do this. So actually, you don't know until everybody gets all their info in how much you've gotten. It's not like you can say 2 weeks out, hey, we've made our goal, and what are we going to do? You have to wait until it all gets turned in.
Well, typically, yes, because we do have an online platform where if someone wants to sponsor you using a bank draft or a credit card, that they could do that. But you still don't see everything. You're only seeing the people that are giving online or the people that are using that platform and not using the old paper form. And so a lot of us have really enjoyed that. I love the online platform because you can see my goal. You can see as sponsorships come in, you can see whether when I've reached that goal, when I've surpassed it. And in the past, though, only a small portion of our sponsored walkers were using that.
Oh.
But there was a shift this year. And so this year, one of the exciting things that I was able to share for the first time that I've been with New Hope, and I think the first time we've probably ever been able to share because previous to my time here, we weren't using an online platform. I was able to share at the walk before we set off and began walking that if all the pledges that were recorded online were fulfilled, we had already made our money.
Wow.
And we've never had that. And I believe that people were excited about the event, but that was what I heard people talking about. As we're walking down and we're headed to the center, people are just so excited that they knew that everything they raised that day wasn't going to underwriting, it wasn't going to pay for the event, it was going right into the ministry so that we can help those we serve.
Fantastic. And if it was toward the last of September, you didn't walk in one of those 70-degree weather days, did you?
It
was
a
later
bad
that
Oh,
day.
was it not bad? Okay.
Because we have it in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we
it
got out
hadn't
of that
reached
summer
97
heat.
degrees yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was getting warm by the time we were coming back as we were coming back up the hill right in front of the Student Union campus headed back to North Cleveland Church of God. I will be honest, we were facing the direct sunlight and I did begin to glisten a little.
Very good. Glisten is a good word for it, yes. And that does not look like as big a rise going from down at Lee at the Con Center But that's a pretty good little hill.
It is, especially in the direct sun.
Yes.
And there was a group of us holding a banner going through. So you're staying in step and in tandem with everyone. It was an amazing event. And what was great this year, too, is we have been encouraging people to be sponsored walkers. We love that the community comes out and supports us, but it is a fundraiser.
Yes.
And this year, as we set off, I think I had gotten all the way down to the corner of there at Ocoee, and I look back, and you could look up the street and see people stretch from Ocoee all the way up to North Cleveland Church of God because there was such a
Fantastic.
big crowd.
Fantastic.
It was amazing.
Now, roughly how many people do you think walked?
We had around 400 people.
Wow.
Which isn't our biggest year, but the cool thing about this year is even though we didn't have, the thing was we had about that many people, maybe a little less last year. And we didn't have that many more sponsored walkers either this year. But our theme, like life is a big deal.
I love that,
They
yes.
just they latched onto it, which is what we were hoping would happen. And we saw people setting like big goals this year. Like the staff ourselves, we raised about $10,000
Yes,
together.
just the paid
Just
staff.
the paid staff.
Right.
And then we saw people, they instead of just doing $225, which is what you like if you get $225, then you get the T-shirt for that year.
Right.
People were setting like $500, $750, $1,000,
Wow.
and then you had individuals who, once they hit their goal, they were like, "But I think I can get more." So like the fact that it didn't take a lot of people to reach this huge sum. It just took them stepping out in faith, which was amazing.
I think that is wonderful. Now, if we said the ages were between,
We had
What-
strollers up to
okay.
people and
They're
Carolyn
80s.
Braddy's, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
Carolyn's now in her 80s,
Yeah, she
right?
is, yeah.
And she probably wasn't the oldest one. And
No.
what I love about Carolyn is she might be 80, but that is a spunky
my
little
goodness.
lady.
I have a friend that's 85 that went to Russia with me back in July, and she is spunky too. So
Yes.
I think that's great. I
Oh my
really
goodness.
do.
You went to
Yeah.
Russia this year?
Yes, I did.
And you were in Britain last year, weren't you?
Yes, and I'm
My
going
goodness,
to Ireland
Nancy.
a week from today.
No
And
wonder
Very
she's a
nice.
fabulous host.
I am headed to
Internationally
Ireland.
fabulous.
Headed to Ireland, and the shop will be closed. So that so if you see anybody going in the back door,
We will stop them.
Yeah.
stop them because
Well,
they're not
Delaney will
supposed
stop
to.
them. She's in
Yes,
better shape than the
okay.
rest of us. She works a second job at 9 Rounds, so she can go kickboxing
Oh, okay.
around a little while.
That sounds good. Okay, so now, did you have sponsors for the walk?
Yes, Nancy, thank you so much. We one of the great things was that we were able to raise the money to cover the expenses associated with the walk, and that took a number of people in our community. Our board of directors, honestly, were fantastic at just getting that underwriting, securing it. So just want to take a moment to
That's
say
fine.
thank you.
Let's do.
And there were
thank you.
just so many that usually I can rattle them off, but we had so many this year. It was brilliant.
And you don't want to leave any out.
Yes, no, I don't. So we had Tom Thomas with Raymond James Financial Services, Dr. David and Rebecca Chaffin, Award Realty, Dennis and Marcia Botts, Jim Rush Funeral and Cremation Services, Rachel Fisher, attorney at law, Allstate Insurance agent Grant Johnson, Harding Bishop and Arundel, Assured Alarms, Murray Construction, Williamson Group Real Estate Appraisers, Claude and Helen Hardison, Tom and Debbie Reese, and Cleveland Plywood Company.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, it
That's
was a big year.
fantastic.
Yes.
That is fantastic. So that paid the initial bills. So
Mm-hmm.
anything that came in from sponsors walking, then that was
Goes right to our mission.
that's awesome.
I know, it is.
Yeah,
That
it
is
really
absolutely awesome.
Especially when you look at our income in 2017 from this event was $38,000.
Oh my
It's
gosh, you
10,000.
almost doubled it.
Yeah.
And so at this point, even though we still have pledges that are going to be fulfilled, we're going to be sending out those pledge forms. Right now, I believe that in the bank we already have like $57,000
Fantastic.
compared to, the 2017. It has been amazing, and that was something that we did hear a lot of people talking about is that our theme resonated with them this year.
Well, can you do?
Next year,
Can you do a 2 or something? I don't
Bigger
know.
and better.
Bigger and better. There you go. Bigger and better.
Ginormous.
I mean, whatever. Because if that's what worked. But now, let's tell everybody what you all do with that money you raised, because I think that's important
Okay.
for them to know. And you're my neighbors, so I kind of
Yes.
sort of know what y'all do.
Uh-huh.
So, but let's tell everybody what you all do. Why do you need money?
Well, we serve those in our community that are affected by unplanned pregnancies, and so we serve a population that on a yearly basis will be a spread of anywhere from 10 to 11 years old up to 55.
golly.
Up to 55. I mean,
Oh.
we've had all kinds of spreads in there, and we also serve other family members. There's times that we will have a grandmother-to-be that comes in and goes, I just need to talk with someone. So our ministry is not just for those pregnant moms and those dads. But what we do is everything we do is free. And we have some very unique things for Bradley County. One of those is that we house a medical clinic.
Yes.
And so someone can walk in during business hours and they can get a free pregnancy test from our medical team. And as long as they meet the parameters for the ultrasound that day, or we can schedule at a later time, they can get a free ultrasound to determine the viability of the pregnancy, the gestational age, get to see their child in the womb, which is huge. Because
Yes, it
what we
is.
see a lot of times is, especially those that are in crisis, what they're thinking about is this pregnancy, this pregnancy, this pregnancy. But when they have the opportunity to see their child, it becomes my baby. And so they have the medical program. We provide a year's supply of free prenatal vitamins that they're able to get that day. And then we talk with them about the other things we do. And so they have the opportunity to enroll in our Earn While You Learn program. And it
I
is
love
an
that.
educational program, and we're going to talk with them about life skills and parenting and communication. We do infant CPR and first aid, all those different kinds of things, but it's an incentive program. So if they will take the time to allow us to work with them and help them increase their knowledge and become educated, they get baby bucks. And they take that into our Hope Chest, which is a baby boutique, and they exchange them for all the items that you could possibly imagine that
How
they would
neat.
need. Cribs and car seats and clothes and maternity clothes, diapers, wipes, and those kinds of things. And then, aside from that, we also have auxiliary programs for those who are post-abortive that are hurting and need healing. They need someone to talk to. For those that have experienced the loss of a child, whether it is miscarriage, stillbirth, or the loss of an infant child. And then we have group classes. Part of the Earn While You Learn program is we do see them individually because sometimes you need to talk to someone one-on-one.
Yes.
But it is also really good to have the opportunity to be around other people that are in the same stage of life as you are and to realize you're not the only one and there is hope. And so we have monthly group classes too. And we do other things, but I would say that's probably the core of what we do. And but what is great about it is our clients never, ever have to pay for any service
See,
or
that's
anything
marvelous.
they get.
So when you raise all this money that you raised this year,
Yes.
that will help fund all these programs.
Absolutely.
And you will not have to be thinking, where am I going to get the next $10,000 I need for whatever. Now, you all do not birth the babies there.
No, we do not.
Okay, so you refer these people to gynecologists, OBGYNs?
Yes.
Okay, so that's where they go then to have those babies, but they're much more equipped to know what they're going through when they
Absolutely.
get there. Yes.
We are very focused on developing them as individuals and as parents. And so our focus is making sure that they understand how to care for their child, to be able to communicate, to have a plan for parenting. Most of our clients are not going to be married, and that is something that really they need to talk about and they need to get worked out. And then we do refer to doctors in the community that we know are like-minded. We are a Christian organization and we
Yes.
are pro-life. And so we have some wonderful doctors in this
Yes, we do.
community.
Yes, we do.
And so we do refer them there and also understand that the majority of our clients are going to choose life for their children. Those that do not, we have educated them about the decision they're considering as far as terminating a pregnancy. We want them to be aware. But we don't want them to leave feeling that we have judged them or condemned them.
Right.
Our hope is that in sharing the love and hope of Jesus Christ with them and the way that we're going to care for them, that they're going to choose life. But we want to love them so well while they're with us that if they do choose to terminate and then later they begin to hurt and they're grieving, they know that they can come back, that we care about them as a person. Our client coming through the door is our first client. If we don't serve them well, we might not ever get to serve their children.
You're exactly right.
And so that I think is very, very important. And also we do referrals to adoption agencies and outside organizations.
I love that. I really do, because I have an acquaintance lives in Spring City. Her husband just suddenly passed away, but they had adopted several years ago, about 12 years ago. They had adopted a little girl through an agency similar to yours, and so I think that's and of course my son's adopted, so I'm all for anytime people can adopt because I think it's very important. So,
Yes.
okay, and Lauren's not with me today. Adrian is my producer, and he's holding up one finger, which means that we're going to have to sign off.
All right.
All right. So tell everybody where you're located. I know where you are because you're my
Yes.
neighbor.
Well, we are on the corner of 4th and Worth Street. I love the fact that we're on Worth Street.
I love Worth. I think that's great. For New Hope, Worth Street
Yes.
is fantastic.
You know, because it is a great location. We're off the main strip,
Yes.
but we're close enough. We all of the public transportation runs in the area,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's beneficial. But I really do believe that what we do is a worthy endeavor,
Absolutely.
and it is worth all the fundraising. It
Absolutely.
is worth all of the time,
Worth.
and I think Worth Street was God ordained.
And give us a phone number in case anybody needs to call.
Okay, it is 423-479-5825.
And you can call there if you would like to just donate, be a sponsor
Yes.
for anything. You don't have to go walk just because they've already walked. They just would like
But
to
they
have your
can still
money.
give money to the walk.
That is right.
I think I raised $400 after the walk was over toward the walk because
Fantastic.
I hadn't heard back from a few people.
Oh, okay. So Tracy contacted these people she hadn't heard back from and said,
Yes.
what about it? So,
Yeah.
gals, thank you all so much
Thank
for being
you.
on with me.
Thank
I
you.
always love hearing your story, and I love hearing how successful this event was. So great to see you all today. Folks, don't go away. We're going to take a little commercial break, and I have another guest coming on. It's a little bit lighter hearted than this, although this is, to me, is very important and very lighthearted when we talk about the outcomes of the situation. So don't go away. Watch our commercials and support our sponsors because they pay our bills, and that's very important, folks. And I'll be right back.